My name is Jeff Webster with Accelerate Foundation, and I'd like to thank the group behind me for including us in terms of playing our role to help with what's going on here. Probably about 3 days ago, Judge Mooring and the mayors and others of all of us collectively got together and said, you know, we're going to need to be thinking about a Benton County Relief Fund. And so that group came together in terms of saying, what could this be, how could it operate, et cetera. So Accelerate is really playing the role as far as administrating that. So I'd say a few things about it. It's out to help individuals, so really targeting households up to $125,000 as far as household income, so helping people that likely need the most help, if you will, in that sense. Certainly people in Benton County that have been impacted by the tornado and the storm, et cetera. So that process, if people, they need to, there's a lot of different places you can go. BentonCountyReliefFund.com. You can go to AccelerateFoundation.com. There's links on all of the county sites. The mayors have them on the city sites, et cetera, where a person can come. It's really meant to be somewhat, you might call it gap support. Tremendous support coming from FEMA and a lot of different sources out there. And so it's really trying to be what we would call tactical fast response, because big support may be coming, but people need help, and they need help now. So that's what we're doing. We're processing that. We were partnered with Benton County in the past for emergency rental assistance. Great partnership. So we're gearing our team and expanding that up to be able to be very timely on that. I think we started about 2 days ago. I'll talk about donations here in a second, but we've got checks are going out every single day. So this is not wait a long time. We've got at least one round, if not multiple rounds of checks that go out each day. So individual support. So the primary part of this is that fund. But we administer this through our HARC organization. And the other thing HARC is doing is, you know, there's a lot of resources out here, and it's almost good that there's redundancy as far as networking across this, so you don't want to see people drop through the cracks, if you will. We've got a very extensive map of resources, and so not only will we be assisting with the funds I talked about, but also, hey, I need food support. They might need legal support, things that you may not think about directly. We know where to get people connected. It's a connection organization, so we build them a quick disaster recovery or resource plan, if you will, connected to those types of things along with the funding that I'm talking about. So a lot going on for individuals. The second part of that fund is also for organizations. So nonprofits, and we really think of this in two ways. Nonprofits that are now all of a sudden scaling up, and all of a sudden they're getting tons and tons of people coming their direction that need help. So part of that fund can be used for supporting nonprofits that are scaling up. And then secondly, the nonprofits that they themselves may have all of a sudden had damage, and they're trying to get back open and being able to help people, so it will help directly with that. That's what I'd come back to is when you hit that link, and ultimately it's going to bring you to the Accelerate site. I would say every person in the county should be coming to that site. So either because you're an individual and you need help, you're a nonprofit that needs help, or you've got the ability to donate. So we've already, we started this 2 days ago. We've got a little over $700,000 already has come in. That's a combination of philanthropy, businesses, and individuals can contribute. And you know, $10 matters when you're out to help people, and it all scales and builds up. So there's an opportunity to do that. It's tax deductible, it's fast and simple, but we'd encourage everybody within the county to contribute to that fund to help your neighbor, if you will. Thank you.
Okay. Any of us can take any questions that you all have.
Hi, this is for Jeff. For the fund, can people use that for maybe temporary housing, like total cost or anything like that if their house is damaged?
Yes, we don't really have restrictions on what it can't be used for, so it's really what they need help for. You know, there's FEMA help, there's insurance help that can help with housing, if you will, and those things may be coming, but what about tomorrow? So it's trying to get dollars in people's hands quickly. I can touch other examples where people, again, things are already going out. Could be rent help. All of a sudden someone's business is closed, so they just don't have a paycheck anymore. Various things, you know, the tree removal, well, if they're actually having to hire a service, those types of things. The other thing I'd say with a fund, much like what we did with emergency rental, is our goal is to get the check to the provider doing that service, because people always ask that question. That's our goal. Is that exclusive? The only way we can do it? No, but that's what our goal is. Yeah.
Have people already started applying for the insurance?
Yes, we've had right about 500 people in the last 2 days already have come to us, and we're processing those people as we speak, getting checks out. We've already had 2 or 3 batches of checks going out already, so trying to be timely as we can be.
Who's eligible for this? Is it only people in the county? Are there specific groups that are eligible?
There's really only 3 eligibility requirements, I'd say, in it. Yes, Benton County, that's what it's all about. People that have been impacted by the storm, that's my second point. And really households that are $125,000 income or less.
And does this money have to be paid back at all?
No, it's a complete grant, yes.
Is there a cap to how much money you all are providing?
On an individual basis, it's somewhere around $1,000. Unique exceptions, we can go above that. At the organizational sense, that's around $25,000, and it just depends on what those needs are. Do they have access to other resources? And can we put together, again, for the individual, can we put together beyond those dollars through other types of help that we know how to get that perhaps might be pro bono? You know, given a check to go to the grocery store, well, it may make sense to go to the food pantry and use the dollars we have for other needs that they have, et cetera.